Hey everyone, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to add some watercolor to your pen and ink eye drawings. And so these were some studies that I did for a guide that if you'd like, it's in the description. And so I'm just adding some color just to make it a little bit more interesting and show you how to do that. So what you want to start by doing is pick the color that you want, and then you're just going to be putting a little bit down. Again, I've talked about this in other videos, but what you want to always remember with watercolor is you actually don't need that much water on your brush. And so for the top one, I use Cerulean Blue. The middle one is a bit of Phthalo Green, and then the bottom one is some Umber. And now what I'm doing is I'm mixing up some skin tone. And so to do that, what you want to use is Ochre and Alizarin as your base. And then you can add a couple other colors to it. Like some people like to add a little bit of Umber or Sienna. Some people like to add a little bit of Ultramarine to kind of tone down the brightness of the Ochre and Alizarin. The main thing that you want to just remember is Ochre and Alizarin. Those are your core colors for any time you're painting with flesh tones. And so if you have more Ochre, it'll be more like orangey looking. And if you have more Alizarin in the combination, it'll be more purpley like the bottom one. So one thing also just to keep in mind is that a lot of times it's good to vary the skin tone colors that you're using. So you can do this in layers where you have one layer and maybe you let it dry and then you add some more variation. So here you notice that this is a little bit darker than the first layer that I did. And so when you use watercolor, it's helpful to go from a light wash to darker washes, because if you start too dark at the very beginning, then you obviously can't get that variation because you already have gone over it with all your watercolor. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.